Hi everybody, my name is Gert from SEOleverage.com. This is today's Ask Me Anything live session. We've received a few questions over the week. I also note down questions that come up when talking to clients. Hi on Instagram as well. Hope you have a good time, even if it's tough times these days. Everybody working from home, or most of you probably, if you somehow related and interested in SEO, there's a high chance you're working from home right now. We are going to tackle one of the topics very relevant for you, which is team building today and remote teams. And we are going to tackle a few other questions. So one of the first questions is very related to our topic today, which is, can I pause my SEO campaigns during tough times? So this is a very common question, because whenever there is tough times economic-wise, there is the next economic crisis coming. People think of where to save money and are trying to find places where they can really reduce costs as fast as possible. SEO, unfortunately, I would say, is one of the first things that comes to mind, because SEO, as you probably know, is a long-term game. We're not doing SEO today to get results tomorrow. We're doing SEO to get long-term results and compounding results over time. So my take is I would rather advise clients not to pause SEO campaigns completely. I try to find a way with them together to kind of continue, keep the momentum going. They have been building up until the time they decide to reduce the costs, and then see where can things be moving. Can we find another way to work SEO, continue to work SEO and improve content, optimize content on your website, and make sure that maybe the budget you spend on SEO right now on different elements can be more focused and thus reduced a bit. I wouldn't advise to pause completely. Just imagine your competitors are not pausing these days. What happens then? And imagine the potential you would have if you don't pause your campaigns compared to other competitors that might have a very insecure phase right now as well. They are confused on how to continue their strategy. This could give you a big advantage right now to jump ahead. Maybe you've been at the bottom of page one for too long, and now is the time when your competitors are kind of not knowing exactly where to go next, for you to jump ahead and leverage when their rankings drop due to them pausing their SEO campaigns. So don't pause, find a better way to do it, find a way to optimize budget. For our clients, for example, what we did was cut the strategy sessions a little bit for some of them who really needed some help to stay afloat. But definitely we try to keep the momentum going as much as possible. The next question I got was how to work with a remote team. And this is one of my favorite topics right now, because we are building our team as well. We have been working remotely with different people over years, not only months, but years. We have a great developer, for example, who has been with us for, I think, 5 or 6 years working remotely. I think we only had 2 video chats. The rest was just work-centered, chat-centered. I would advise you, if you have a remote team, to start out having an instant messaging system to avoid all the internal emails that would be necessary otherwise. Also, it's not always a video call necessary to talk about something. Many things can be quickly dealt with on a chat. So what we use here at SEO Leverage is Slack. We've been using this for 4 or 5 years already, I think. And Slack, what it does is essentially is that it gives you direct access, direct messaging possibilities with your team. And what's very powerful is you can create channels, which is like if you had a WhatsApp group or a Facebook group where you can add all the team members that need to be in there. Even if you have the premium stack version, you can add external freelancers, for example, who are not members of your core team in there. So you can talk about what's relevant for a certain topic or a certain client. So in our cases, for example, if we have a campaign, we might have a dedicated Slack channel only for this campaign, and then add everybody on the team who's working on this SEO project in there, and whatever is being discussed about this project is going to go into this channel. Every file that's being shared is going to into this channel, and this highly streamlines our communication efforts. You can also go back and see what did we talk about, I don't know, in terms of content strategy, for example, etc. So Slack is the essential piece that holds our team together. But what also holds our team together is the way we actually select people for our team and how we communicate. So the way we select people for our team is that we have in general a long-term approach, and as much to the maximum extent a full-time approach. So we're looking for people working as for full-time. We're not looking for people doing a couple of hours once in a while. For us on our WordPress site, we only, with one exception, we only hire full-time staff, and we require everybody to have 4 hours every day synchronized across different time zones. So whoever works on our team must be available between from the European Central Time 8:30 to 12:30. So we've got 4 hours of overlap. Everybody can work the rest of their hours in whatever time they prefer. But I want everybody to be available at 8:30 for a daily call. So we jump on a Zoom call every day at 8:30. Say hi. It's like meeting at a coffee machine, talking about what's going on. Tell them what's the next clients coming in. What discussions do I have? What issues come up? What's the feedback on the last site audit we get? What can we do better? They give suggestions on what they might need in terms of training to get better results for our clients and things like that. So this is the morning call, and then we have another thing we do is we have a dedicated channel where everybody is in, and when they start their shift, whenever that is, they write a line and say, "Hi, I'm going to focus today on such and such audit, or I'm going to prepare this strategy, or I'm going to work on that content structure, etc." So actually did plan for the day, and before they log off, they are going to write what they did this day. So this gives us like some sort of accountability, and it gives me as the CEO of this company, or the manager of this company, an idea of what everybody is doing in case I need to readjust priorities. So we do have a project management system. We use Teamwork PM for project management very successfully. Can really recommend it. Where we have all the tasks in there that need to be done. So if I just came off a strategy call, for example, from yesterday. We have like a few tasks for our team to do some research, do some optimizations. So would assign those tasks in Teamwork, and we have Teamwork open when we do the daily calls. So to make sure everybody knows what they are doing. Sorry. And the rest of the communication is really going on Slack and the daily calls. So this way we work very well. Also with the remote team, when you don't know, have never met people physically, you never had an in-person conversation, having the daily calls builds up like some sort of team culture. It makes sure everybody knows the expectations we have. Everybody is being held accountable for their work, and we also make sure that we don't forget about the fun part. So working in this team must be fun. It must be great to work at this team and contribute and see what everybody else is doing. We have people, the team helping each other, training each other. I just had a team member train another one on keyword research, for example, which is great. So that's going very efficiently. I think it's easier for us because we kind of grew this way. We didn't work all together and sitting in an office and then everybody suddenly had to work remotely, but it's definitely possible. I do think it's easier if you start out with remote team members right away, because it's just the way it is in this company, and you're not holding tight on the given structure and how it was until now, like many companies right now have to. They kind of have to switch their mindset into the remote working. But with having the right tools on the team, like Slack, definitely a project management like Teamwork, Asana, and Zoom for video calls, it's and the right framework, so you have a checkpoint every day, you have like some way of knowing who is doing what, I think it's definitely possible. We don't do, and this is very important, we don't do micromanaging and time tracking by the hour or by the minute. We set clear expectations and work for results. So the only thing I check is what result did I get in a given amount of time. And this is how I judge whether a team member is contributing enough or not. So we're not asking them then to have a spreadsheet saying I started at 8 to 10 in the morning and then I had a 15-minute break and then I don't do this. What we do is we set clear expectations right from the selection process. I just had 2 job interviews yesterday for a potential new team member, and we spent quite some time on the job interviews setting clear expectations to this to be a long-term position. I exactly explain how we work as a team, and I exactly explain what's the expectation in terms of result. We put everybody who comes to the team through about a month training so they can get up to speed with SEO. And with all this expectation setting, we have found a way to really be very good at selecting the right team members to fit our team culture. So it was enough about teams. I guess if you have questions or want to talk about it, it's a topic I really like, and we're getting better at it as well. So just send me an email if you want, and we can talk about this probably for hours. The next question we got was, why does my content not rank on Google? So the content, I took a look at this example, and the content was very high quality. It was in line with what Google wanted to show. It was in line with what users wanted to see. How do we know this? Because we compare it to what's ranking right now on Google. So many times when content doesn't rank, it's related to the authority your domain has in the space. So for example, if you want to rank for high competitive terms, be it tourism, be it technology, be it online marketing is very competitive as well, for example, it might just be a matter of your content requiring more authority in the space. And with authority, we are always referring to backlinks and citations, mentions of your brand on relevant pages. So very often, if your content is really, and have this confirmed by others, not be the only one who confirms this, if your content is really good enough to rank and should be ranking because it corresponds to what Google is showing right now, think about getting backlinks for your content from relevant pages. So if you have, for example, an article about, I don't know, email marketing, and it's not ranking, it's probably because your page is not getting enough signals from external websites that would confirm it's really highly relevant. Okay, so this is definitely an issue for link building. Then you need more backlinks to your content to give Google enough signals to say, look, this is really a page that should be eligible for page 1. Test it. Google is then going to shuffle the cards again, test your page on one of its search result pages and sees how it performs, gets more signals, and then if the signals are positive enough, it's going to move your page forward. Definitely think about link building in these cases, or otherwise have someone else check the content, get some additional opinions on whether you're really getting into the same depth and have a very similar structure on your page as the other ranking sites. And then also think about all the other pages people might land on after checking this piece of content. So what happens very often is that people spend a lot of money on one single piece of content, but wherever you click on the site, it's going to be a negative user experience. So there's thin content pages, which means pages with very little content, very low value that would never rank on Google. But there's just one very nice designed and very well written piece of content. But if the user does one click on the navigation or follows an internal link, their user experience is going to go down. So make sure that your entire site provides a good user experience, so users would be happy to also land on whatever page they might click on. And if this is not enough, you can also work on internal linking, meaning linking internally from your other blog posts, other pages to this article you want to get ranked. this very often helps you. Once you are, I would say, among the first 10 pages on Google, with internal linking, you can certainly jump a few pages ahead. The next question is how to know what to do next in SEO. And this came from a client who has been doing some SEO on the website, but they kind of got stuck. Their graphics, their visitors, their traffic didn't increase anymore. They kind of plateaued and they didn't know what to do next. In these cases, what I recommend is you get an external consultant audit your site, get a clear overview about what's your content like, what's the technical status, what's the status in terms of backlinks, what's the status in terms of content structure, get your site completely crawled, visualized, what's the situation, and then take it from there. For example, in our audits, we always have a list of action steps that's prioritized and personalized for every single website we audit. So we come up with a list of things that we think should be worked on, and then prioritize this list based on the impact those things should have, those tasks should have. So definitely, if you're stuck, you need external opinions. Otherwise, you would probably have already come up with it yourself. Get external help, get a consultant, check out your site, do a site audit, a good one, not an automatic one. Have professional people check out your site, and definitely take their feedback and check what they would do in terms of priorities. So very often it's an 80-20 you can do on a website, and it's really only 20% that are going to give you 80% of the possible boost your website can get. And yeah, definitely this would be the best thing to do, I believe. So if there are no other questions, we will going to end today's call. Let me just point you to the top 10 tips ebook we have on our website. It's great value. It's going to give you a great idea on how to start tackling your organic traffic issues on your site. What to do next could be one of those 10 tips we have there. Whenever you have a question or you would like me to answer in these calls, we do these every Friday at 10 a.m. Central European Time, 8 p.m. Sydney. Just direct your questions to the support team. The team is going to note them down for me, and I'm going to tackle them in the next call. Wherever you want to reach me directly, here is my email address. Would be happy to get in touch. And especially if you want to talk about the remote team, this is probably one of my favorite topics right now in terms of business and business development. Just reach out to me. I'm happy to have a conversation around this. Other than that, keep safe, have a great day, and have a great weekend. Bye.